Hey everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to turn a regular old coffee table into one of those special coffee tables where the top lifts up. And I'm actually just going to do it with some real cheap materials. So let's go ahead and get started. So to do it, I'm actually just going to be cutting apart parts of an old bicycle that I found out by the dumpster, where you can just go to like Goodwill and buy one. So to do it, I mean, it needs to be an adult size, and you're going to need 6 straight parts off of the bicycle. So I'm going to cut, these two here, and then I'm probably going to cut this into 2 pieces. So anyways, you're going to need a hacksaw, and I'm cutting here, and you want to cut about 11 to 12 inches is kind of the height. You got to decide how high you want that top of the table to flip up. So this one's going to be about 11 inches when I cut it here. So as you can see, I cut these 2 bars here, and there's a little piece there. So what you're doing is you need, for both sides of the table, you need 6 pieces, so you're making like a little Z. So I'm going to cut another piece that's going to go right here, and I'm going to connect it. And so that as you lift the table up, it's going to go from a position like this, and there's going to be this cross member here. It's going to extend up like that, essentially. So as you can see, I've completely destroyed the bike here, cut everything. So I have my 6 pieces, and essentially what it is you see, this is actually where the rear brakes were. And it had a nice little setup here where I can cut through here and be able to hook it onto there like that, so that it can rotate with this. So what'll happen is that this will be screwed into the bottom, this will be screwed into the top part of the table. As I lift it, this will rotate something like that. And then, as you put it down, it'll rotate back down, essentially. Now, to stop it from going too far, you can buy the kits online with the springs on them. But what I did, or what I'm going to do, is you actually can take, this is the brake wire. So you can take this and connect it in so that basically the wire stops it from going too far. And I'll show you how to do that in a bit. So I ended up, like I said, cutting that center piece there. It's going to be about a 10-inch lift, shorter than I originally thought, but looking at it, I think it'll actually still turn out really nice. So once you have this set up, we'll get started on the next part. So I've actually done quite a bit since I last recorded. So I cut the 6 pieces, as you can see here, and you're going to need to figure out ways to, this is going to be the connection bar, that basically this is how high it's going to raise every time you lift the table up. So this is going to be connected to the top. So as you can see here, I have this giant bolt that's going to bolt into here. If you remember, this is actually where the brake line's connected on to the rear, and that's going to connect in here and create this Z that I was talking about. So this is going to be bolted into the side of the table and this into the top. And as you can see, as you lift it up, it's going to extend and bring the table this way. So you also need to drill some holes so that you can actually drill this into the table, the top and the side. So I put just 3 on the top here, and then for the sidebar, can't really see it, but 3 on the side. As you can see, I also JB welded these bolts. They need to be able to rotate on one part, but see, this part doesn't need to rotate. This part does. So you can't JB weld in there. Another point that you need to make sure you understand is that the top of the table is going to be on top of here. And so this bar here can't catch that corner on the top of the table until you get to here, where it's going to stabilize and stay. So I bent it in. You might be able to cut it. I didn't cut it because that would weaken. I didn't have a ton of room there from the bolt to this section, so it'd weaken it, so I didn't. So anyways, that's how it's going to work. So I'm going to JB weld the rest of these bolts, and then I'm going to paint this, and then you're going to need to take your table apart. So we'll get to that next. So I have my table all taken apart, the drawers out, the top I have it just flipped over. So what I'm doing is I'm drilling some pilot holes into the top here for my wood screws. So I lined up this, really you need to put it towards the front, just because of the weight of it. Lined it up, I put some wrong holes there and there. So anyways, I put some dots on where I need to drill. My top isn't very thick, as you can see. It's only like 3/8 or half an inch. So I don't want to drill all the way through, obviously, and put holes through the top of my table. So this is a trick I learned from my dad. You just take some tape and you tape on the drill bit up until where you want to drill to. That way you just know where to stop once you hit your tape. So I'm going to drill the pilot holes. I'm going to have, well, I actually put 4 on the top one so that they're on both sides of that bolt. So I'm going to have 7 that I need to drill. So that's what you need to do, is drill all the pilot holes for this first. Okay, so as you can see here, I installed this little Z-axis thing that I was talking to you about. So I bolted it all in here, along here, for both sides on the table. So there's a couple of things you're going to have to make sure that, like I said, this piece here doesn't scrape on it. I had some issues with it not stopping as it came up and went forward. So as you can see here, I put a giant bolt in here. So this is going to catch on it. I'll show you that in just a sec. So as you can see here, the front bar here, or middle of that Z that I was talking about, catches on this bolt that I put in. I had to do it on both sides, so it stops it from going too far forward. And then what stops it from tilting back too much is actually, this is a brake cable off of that bicycle that I showed you. So you're going to want to stabilize a bunch of stuff. I'm probably going to end up JB welding this bolt to here to make sure it stays in place. I might even put a block of wood or something in place right here to stabilize it even more, so that it stops it from going too far forward. I may even, over time, you could even take the shifting cables and add them on each side here and on this side as well. But I mean, that's pretty much it. It turned out pretty sweet. Just using, some screws that I already had and a bicycle that I found by a trash can. Just cutting it apart and using it for parts. You can also do it with wood if you want to go to the store and spend some money. Just make sure that it's level, make sure that it comes out the same angle here. But yeah, it turned out pretty sweet. I'm pretty excited. You should be a little careful, of course, to make sure that you're not putting too much weight on it when it's in the up position. I think even with a legitimate kit, you can't put too much weight on it compared to when it's down. So anyways, this is how you build a coffee table with the top of the coffee table that lifts up. I found this really exciting, so hopefully this was helpful, and thanks for watching.